Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you 16 seriously helpful tips and hacks for your motorbike, and hopefully they can make you quicker at the end of it. Let's get into it. So the first tip today is actually about your gear lever, and this is to stop mud from going in the inside and blocking it all up in mud and ruts and stuff like that. I'm actually changing the gear lever out today. So what you want to do is get some silicone and actually fill it, but only fill it halfway, and like that it doesn't impact on how it actually works. You want to fill it right to the end so it's flush, and after that just use a bit of water, a bit of spit, just to level it all off. Nice and smooth, good as new. On to the next tip. So the next clip is about your front sprocket and preventing your circlip from coming off in the worst case scenario. So what you want to do is clean it all off, any oils with some brake cleaner. Get your silicone and actually cover the whole circlip full of silicone, but don't put too much on. You only want to cover the circlip. This is just to prevent it from coming off at worst case scenario. And then get a bit of spit or a bit of water, smooth it all off, make it look nice. Perfect. Have you got loose cables on your bike? Not only is it horrible to look at, but it's also really dangerous for damage. So if you get an old piece of radiator hose, if you wrap it around the cables, get a small cable tie just to fix it to the cables, keeps it nice and organised, professional looking, and keeps it away from any damage. Nice. Tightening chains is actually a really simple job, but this tip will just prevent you from damaging any part. If you get a bit of tissue or a bit of rag, fold it all up nice and tightly. If you use that to tighten your chain, put it between chain and your sprocket, tighten up the wheel, prevent you from damaging your sprocket. Nice. This tip is all about speed and efficiency. So instead of using the standard retaining pin for the rear brake pads, we actually take that out and swap it for an 8mm bolt. That's so much easier and quicker in a race. If you need to change the brake pads in a rush, so much easier, the tool's always at hand, nice and simple. I've had a lot of questions about this in my previous video, so we actually put cable ties around the spokes, just so if any of them come loose, we won't lose any and we'll have the chance to tighten them up later in the day. So tip number 10, and we actually use an exhaust O-ring or a cable tie on the fork stanchions just to see how well they're working. Now this isn't always 100%, but it just gives us an idea. We also use a large cable tie on the forks just to give a bit more clearance between them and the plastic protectors at the bottom, just in case of any damage or to prevent any wear. Tip number 8 is really simple. It's a product sold by Twinair, and it's simply to prevent mud from sticking to your radiator covers. All you need to do is get the covers off the bike. They're really simple to put on, they're just two little socks. They just slip over the top nice and easy, prevent mud from sticking to your bike and causing it to overheat. Perfect. Do you have a problem with your bike with mud and water getting on the air filter? Now we use this tip to stop that. All we do is put a bit of foam between the seat and the rear mud guard. Not only does it stop vibration, but it also stops any mud or debris from going in and getting onto the air filter. We also use foam around the battery too. Not only does it prevent vibrations, but it also protects the battery from any damage and stops any mud or water damaging the battery. Tip number 5 is simple but really helpful. The radiator hose behind the exhaust is always prone to damage. So what we do is use an old radiator hose and actually wrap it round the original hose to protect from damage or burning from the exhaust. Have you ever struggled getting a new grip onto your motorbike? Well, tip number 4 is going to stop all of that. You don't need any glue, any mess. All you need is a new grip and an airline. Simple. You need to get the new grip and push a hole in the end to prevent an air gap when pushing it onto the bike. Then pull the grip onto the bike as far as you can without using any glue or lubrication. And then once you've done that, simply put the airline underneath the grip and push it on as far as you can. When you've got the technique, it's actually really simple to do. Just remember to push out the airlock at the end of the grip and you're good to go. They ain't going nowhere. This technique is super clean, super fast, super efficient, and they're so strong when they're on the bike. And after that, it's simply a job of wiring up the grips. All you need is a bit of wire and some pliers. Wrap the wire twice around the grip and use the pliers to twist it tight. I like to use 3 pieces of wire around my grip just because I hold on so tight, but 2 is ample. And then all you need to do is snip off the ends, push the end up into the grip with the pliers, and you're good to go. Tip number 3, all you need is an old bit of inner tube, a cable tie, and a bit of tube. We're going to push the cable tie through the tube to create a handle, and then simply wrap the inner tube over the top of your handlebars and tie it together with a cable tie underneath. Connect the handle to the inner tube strap that you made earlier, snip off the ends, and this is really helpful for putting chocolate, energy gels or tools on your handlebars. Tip number 2, cable ties. I like to put 2 or 3 cable ties underneath my bar pad so they're really accessible, easy and fast in a race condition. They're always there. And then my final tip for today is for your watch. For enduro, we always need a watch on the handlebars, so we stick a bit of sponge onto the top of the clutch. It doesn't affect the clutch in any way, but it just prevents any damage to your watch or the clutch and helps you always keep track of time. So guys, that is the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya!